Hello, everyone. Welcome to Woman Up Wednesday. We are going back to our roots. We are hosting the show on Wednesday. This is the day we started it way back in 2019, actually, maybe the end of 2018. So it's fun to be back on Wednesday. This is also our final show of 2023. So we, in honor of the flow, we'd love to know, where are you watching from today? Drop us a note inside the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. And also drop a link to your favorite social media platform, whether that's Instagram or LinkedIn. Maybe you're a TikToker, or who knows, maybe you're a pinner. Maybe you prefer to connect with people on Pinterest and share recipes and dream boards. So share whatever is your favorite. Oh, goodness sakes, look at all these different cities, everyone. San Diego, Tehachapi, LA, Connecticut, Atlanta, Santa Monica. Woo! We are covering the world today. Oh, I see Detroit. That must be Lane. Yay! Welcome, everyone. Well, we have a packed show for you today. So as everyone's coming in, and of course, letting us know where you're calling or watching from, and what social media account you want us to connect on, I'm going to get us going. So for those of you who haven't met me yet, I'm Debra Trapin. For the last 7 years, I've worked with Sarah and Leslie and the amazing team. Melanie is here as well, on building this beautiful community. I've been an executive consultant and creative mind, chief strategist, whatever hat is needed for the movement. And outside of our time together, I do all sorts of things. I am an intuitive consultant. I work with organizations on women's empowerment initiatives. I love to build community. I'm an author, a podcaster, a custom affirmation creator, which is one of my favorite things to do, along with writing haikus. And if you've read or follow me on Instagram, you've heard this. I am a lover of wild women, magic, wine, tea, and the moon. So although today is my final show, we're not going to talk about that till later, though. I am excited to get us rolling. So Sarah, I'd love for you to introduce yourself. And when you're done, throw the mic to Ms. Leslie, please.
Hello, everyone. I think you may know me, but I'm Sarah Sudachan. Thank you, Debra. Thank you so much. The other Sarah Ware is in the house, but thank you. Sarah Sudachan, CAR, Senior Vice President and Chief Strategy Officer. I oversee WomanUP, but I also oversee a lot of other things, and I won't get into that right now, but I just wanted to take a moment to reflect on the moment I walked into Leslie's office. I want to honor the founders here today. The moment I walked into Leslie's office and she said, pissed off as I was, let's do something. And she's like, we should do a women's conference. And then we reached out to Bernice. Lindsay Moss on my team also introduced me to Debra. And this was in 2016. We, had a whiteboard and a dream, and who would have thought we would be here today? I do have some exciting announcements for WomanUP 2024, and I want to honor the people who have been on an internal task force: Carol Fasciaponti-Malcolm, Donnell Default, Sabrina Brown, to name a few on this call. We have a date, a budget, and a venue. So thank goodness. June, please save the date, June 12th and 13th, 2024. We will be in Dana Point, California, and it will be a throwback to 2019. So we're looking forward to that. We will need all of your help in spreading the word, in sharing your story, sharing your impact. And we will also be hosting monthly, not weekly. We won't have Debra for that. Thank you, Debra, for all of your contributions to get us to this point. We'll be hosting monthly WomanUP Lives in 2024 on Wednesdays. Woo woo! Back to our roots. All right, Leslie, passing it to you.
Hi, everybody. I think I know everyone here, but just Leslie Appleton Young. I did retire 3 years ago, but obviously I have not gone away. I am just committed and love and just my passion is what is happening in the Women Up space, and doing better, talking, expanding, all of those things. I'm incredibly grateful that Sarah said, something's wrong here. We can't find any women brokers. And to then connect with Debra, who has made kind of a mouse of a program be a lion. And she really has. It's just been such a wonderful experience. So that's really all I want to say. I'm very grateful to be here, and I've got my notebook. And you know what? It's not over till it's over. I'm still trying to be supportive and do better. So great to be here. Thank you.
I love that. And I love you, Leslie. Okay, so we have at least 24 amazing leaders who said yes to sharing either their 2023 lesson, their 2024 advice, or both, depending on what the spirit whispers to them in this moment. And so we are actually going to start with Tammy Bunnell, who I think is actually on her way, getting ready to head to the airport amongst a few other gals today. So Tammy, we'd love to hear from you. Share what's on your heart for advice, lessons, etc.
Well, first of all, I love this entire community, and I can't thank all of you enough for having such an impact on my life and so many others. And Leslie, Sarah, and Debra, just thank you for creating this and putting all of the effort into doing it, because it's really changed so many people's lives and certainly changed the trajectory of their lives. I wanted to actually say the biggest lesson that I learned in 2023, and then I'm going to give you my best advice for 2024. My biggest wake-up call for 2023, no matter how strong you are, no matter how much you've accomplished, no matter how much we assume someone has accomplished, every single person needs to be encouraged. So anytime you think of something encouraging, anytime you think of a compliment that you want to say to somebody, anytime you want to catch somebody doing something good, say it. So often we walk away and we think we wish we would have said it or we would have done it. And I can't tell you how many people have been so emotional this year over that, because every single person needs to be recognized. I know I myself assumed that a lot of people that have been doing things for so long that they had their act together, and they do, but everyone could use encouragement. So that's definitely my biggest lesson for 2023. 2024, I think this is something that really resonates. Number one, you need to know what you want. You need to know why you want it. And then how bad you want it, because how bad you want it will tell you that you're in the right lane of where you want to go. But the fourth piece of that puzzle, and the most important, who benefits if you succeed? We have a lot of scattered things going on around us. We have a lot of disruption. We have a lot of distractions. And who benefits if you succeed is going to help you to stick with it and stay focused on where you need to go, on what it is that you really want to accomplish, not on all the other distractions that are around you. Definitely sending love to everybody.
Thank you so much. That's so beautiful. I love that. And you're absolutely right. I think that does resonate, especially the who benefits. I love that question. Who benefits when you succeed? I think that's a beautiful way to look at community in general. So thank you very, very much for that, Tammy. And safe travels wherever you're headed. I'm not sure where you're headed, but thank you so much. Let's see. Next up, we have Sandra Miller. Woo!
Good morning, everybody. It is still morning, thankfully. It is so nice to see so many people on this call, and I just am going to echo what Tammy said, and WomanUP is so near and dear to my heart. I have been a huge proponent of it since day one. And I just, it's changed me. It's changed so many other people. And just thanks to Sarah, Leslie, and Debra. It could not be what it is today without you. So thanks. And in the spirit of moving on, so 2023 for me was a total year of reflection. I realized time is not unlimited. My time is not unlimited. I only have a certain amount of it left. And I wanted to spend 2023 crafting what I think it's going to look like for the rest of my life, what I want it to look like. And then my best advice for 2024 is to ignore the noise. Put your head down, focus on client services, focus on making everyone around you focus, and just try and be happy. I think there's so much unhappiness in the world right now. So be kind and keep your head down.
I love that. I got a little lump in my throat listening to you. I love you, Sandra. Thank you for being with us today. Have an amazing rest of your day. I know you've got a lot going on. Thank you for carving out sacred time to spend with us. And happy Christmas, happy New Year, all of the things. Okay, let's see. Who do we have up next? Ooh, Claudia. Claudia, where
Hi,
are
good
you?
morning. Good morning,
Ooh,
everyone. Good
beautiful in
afternoon.
red.
Thank you. Well, I am grateful for all of you, grateful for Woman Up. Since I joined a few years back, it's been nothing but moving forward, meeting amazing ladies that have given and poured their heart outs to us. And it's a beautiful community. And it's just amazing. I want to thank Leslie, Sarah, Debra, Melanie for all your hard work and your amazing words of inspiration. I do want to share that 2023 for me, life lesson is just gratitude overall. I lost my long life mentor professor, real estate professor. I met her when I was 19 years old. So she really, really guided me through all the paths, leadership hoops. I was too young to learn or be part of leadership, but I would just see her. She was an emeritus real estate professor. What can I say? Daughters of the Revolution. So it's nice when you have people like that you admire, but on the other hand, that believe in you and that guide you at a very young age. I got into leadership and we lost her on the day of our last board of directors CAR meeting. That was in October. It really weighed a lot on me because, time goes by so quickly, and sometimes you tend to not be there or be around with the people that have been there for you ever since you were, very, very young. I had the opportunity to call her and visit her, but overall that weight removed because I know I'm grateful. I'm grateful and I'm blessed for that opportunity that the Lord gave me to meet an amazing person like that. And I know, to me, I feel it's instilled in me where I can instill in others just the joy and the happiness. She had so many titles, but the best title that she had was just her heart, pouring her heart out and being a good human. So I just, I feel nothing but gratitude for that. And a lesson learned or an advice that I give to others, continue to shine your light. Do not be apologetic. Remember, when you shine that light, others see you and you pull others while you're there shining. So just, it's a gift that the Lord gave you. So never reject any of the Lord's gifts, because on the other hand, the Lord blesses you for you to continue to pour on and to bless to others. So I have nothing but gratitude, and just continue to shine that beautiful light that you have in your heart and just resonate to the world, because that's what we're here for, right? To share and to uplift and help others. Thank you. And I'm just blessed for all of you guys.
Claudia, that was beautiful. That was absolutely beautiful. I feel the love coming off of the screen, and I see all the hearts as well. All right, next up is Adonai Ferris.
Hi, I am really a WomanUP newbie. I only became aware of your incredible organization this past year, and came to my very first WomanUP event in June at the Seabird. And it completely changed my life. The last 6 months of my personal life, my business career, completely flipped in all these wonderful ways. And I really attribute that to going to that conference, my mind just being blown open and seeing all you badass women at every different level of business and of age and generation and personal growth, and just seeing everyone continuing to do the work, doing the internal work, and that it never ends. And that internal work will give you a fulfilling life. And so my biggest takeaway from 2023 is to say yes and then figure out the details. When something exciting or really uncomfortable is presented to you, but the upside could be incredible, just say yes. And I did that multiple times this year in ways that scared the crap out of me. And every time it came out with a win. And that was just incredible to see in my own life. And I really attribute WomanUP to me being in that open space to hear that and hear those signals from the universe to continue to say yes. So just keep saying yes, and you'll be amazed at what the results are. So for 2024, I've had a lot of reflection this month and thinking about what I need to work on for 2024. And for me, it's really about letting go of expectation and letting go of what the outcome could be. And don't let this idea of wanting to lock down what the outcome could be, control the outcome, keep you from taking action. Sometimes you just got to keep taking action and let the cards fall where they may. And maybe it'll be the outcome you anticipated, or maybe it won't be. But don't let that stop you from taking action. So just continually do something over and over and over, and know that that's part of the journey. And who cares where it ends up? And chances are it'll end up somewhere great anyway. But that's it. So thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Next up, we have one of the OGs here at WomanUP, part of the just the first seed planted in the ground, Ms. Bernice Ross. We're so thankful that you're here with us today. Thank you, Bernice.
Thank you. Well, I want to begin with my biggest lesson from 2023, because it's something that I've been working on personally in terms of my relationship with my husband, but it applies to all 7 years that I've been involved in WomanUP. And that is very simply, together we're better. I want to thank Sarah. I want to thank Leslie, Debra, Melanie, and all of you that have gathered here for holding the space for us to come together and have better lives. And then my tip for 24 is this. One of the other lessons that I've talked about throughout my life, and I've experienced different versions of this, but when the opportunity is right, the doors will go flying open. Everything seems to happen. There's a synergy around that. And that's what's happened with WomanUP. But there are times when you run into walls, you keep getting blocked. As we go into 24, you've got to pay attention to that energy. And, we like to plow through things and get it done. But sometimes you need to step back and say, is this the right path, and be willing to change? And then I have a technology tip for you that I just figured out about 10 days ago. Get onto ChatGPT 4.0, and here are the magic words that will make this thing give you results unlike anything you've ever seen before. Using the Python and your search apps, and then give it the command. Using Python, which is the programming language for ChatGPT, they have an app, and your search apps, and then ask for the request. What you'll get back is amazing.
Ooh, I can't wait to try that.
Oh, it's amazing. It will
I
take
haven't played
longer
with
on the
it very
search, but
much.
it's absolutely amazing. It is magic.
Ooh, fun.
I'm-
I'm hoping to play with that over the holidays, because I haven't had a chance to get in there.
I'm just using the OG Chat GPT. I feel so dinosaur-ish. Thank you, Bernice.
Bernice will keep us all looking good, not behind the times.
I love you. And I love how Debra introduced you, Bernice, because you are a pioneer. You are the spark that lit this flame. So we love you.
Absolutely.
My dear Carol Fashapanti Malcolm, we
Yeah.
love you too. Thank you for being a part of the WomanUP Task Force. And we'd love to hear your lessons and advice.
Okay, am I on? I see somebody else there.
There you go.
There you are.
Okay, good morning, everybody. I
Hi.
am so excited to be here and honored to be part of this panel this morning. Especially, I am so full of gratitude for all of you. Leslie, my goodness, my friends, Sarah, Deborah, Melanie, you women have changed so many people's lives. I can say my own, my daughter Shauna's, and a lot of friends. Our friendships that we have made, a lot of you are on this panel. There's so much gratitude for that. So please, as we walk away today, I want you pioneers that started this gift to know how much we all appreciate you. Well, 2023 actually started in 2021 for me. We had a major flood in my home. I was displaced. My house was totally destroyed between the flood, contractors, and we also have my office, which is on the back of my house, which was very stressful to try to maintain a business. And I can tell you that so many of you on this call and some of you that are listening were the people that helped me get through that. And I want everybody to realize that sometimes all of us that are in leadership or just have strong personalities, we need help. I mean, we don't usually ask it, but it's really good to reach out, excuse me, to anybody that you think might be a little bit off. And I want to personally, again, thank all of you for that. I've been grateful. My health is getting better, thank God. The friends that I have, and the reason I have this background up is because I'm known for Christmas. My nickname, I was born, my mother named me Christmas Carol, and because my mother was a designer also and loved Christmas. And I never thought I would see my house decorated again for what has happened and transpired in the last 3 years. And friends came out of the woodwork and helped me as far as bringing things down so I can decorate this inside and out. We're not complete yet, but I'll tell you, we hope to be open on the 15th. We have a couple of charities. So I'm so grateful for that. For 2024, those of you that have been in the business a while might remember a gentleman who was a personal friend. His name was Dale Colby. He was a past CAR president and an NAR treasurer. And Mark will remember this story too. He would always tell us, okay, stay where you are until it's time to get out of the hot tub. And I know I'd look at him, Mark would look at him and go, get out of the hot tub. What the hell does that mean? And what it meant was when you're doing something, always, if it's not fun anymore, or you're afraid, or it's just not as Bernice said, maybe the energy isn't right, step back a little bit. I know I've had to do this and I'm looking, where does my future lie? Am I still here? Do I want to continue in my work the way I'm doing it? My volunteerism, is it something that I need to channel in a different direction? So I have taken this time, and I can tell you, I'm so filled with gratitude. And I'm not going to let people or words, the quote, the new generation is, okay, you've been there, you're getting older, maybe it's not your place anymore. I'm not going to listen to that anymore. I love what I do. I love the friends that I've made with all of you. I love what I do in my industry. And I'm going to try to find a way to give back to the community, as well as my industry and other charities that I have value in. So my strongest advice to you is don't let other people or any type of sources tell you something that you know in your heart is not accurate. Follow your heart always. So I wish you all a wonderful holiday you're around anywhere in my area, come see the house. We have Santa this weekend, but we would love to see you. Wish you blessings for this holiday season. And I wish you great success and that you follow your heart in 2024 and beyond. And a personal note, Leslie, I love you dearly. We got to catch up. It's my fault totally. You've been such a good friend. Sarah, thank you for checking on me. Melanie and Deborah, I will follow you wherever you go. My Miss Leo Jr. over there, we love you dearly.
Oh, Carol,
I love
feel
you,
the
Christmas
love.
Carol.
Christmas Carol. I
Christmas
love that. We love you, Carol. Thank you so much.
me
And
too.
and that is such sage advice. Believe yourself. Believe your intuition. All right, we're going to go a tiny bit out of order because I know we are flexible. So, Melissa Sophia, you're up. What's your
Hi, fam.
2023 life lesson and advice?
Yes. Well, first of all, thank you so much for creating Woman Up. This was the first stage I ever spoke on. And, just getting to know all of you women and you guys giving me that opportunity. I had never seen women leaders that looked like me and that shared my same philosophy. So you really opened up my whole world. Thank you so much for that. And, in 2023, I think the biggest lesson I learned is that the only thing consistent is change. And remembering that the most adapted, the best adapted to change will always win. We can feel nervous when we face change, but this year I chose to look at nervousness and excitement feeling the same in my body, and I chose to experience nerves as excitement. So that was what I learned in 2023. And my best advice for 2024 is that it's really apparent that brand and relationships will win the year. So this is the perfect community to know and learn and love that. It's really important for us to continue to dig into our brand and understand that our brand is just people's emotional experience of us. So don't be afraid to be the youest you possible, because the highest form of energy is not love, it's actually authenticity. And relationships just travel at the speed of vulnerability. So don't be afraid to be vulnerable, which we've learned is so valuable in this community. I love you all. I see you. I respect you and care for you so much. And let's all keep in touch.
I love that, Melissa. Thank you so much. That's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, Kathy Cherie, who was also on our Woman Up Task Force. Thank you so much for your service to our amazing movement. And Kathy, would love to hear your lessons.
Oh, you guys, it has been such a talk about an idea whose time has come. I mean, there's nothing more powerful and more beautiful than a room full of women who know their purpose and their passion. And I think that what I've loved so much is that to put my purpose into practice has been the greatest fulfillment through real estate. When I can show up and be me. And I love what she said, just bring you to work, what the world needs is more of you and love. And my lesson for 2023 is really simple: eyes wide open, confident and poised, capable of doing big things, even in tough times. It's the idea that I had to stay curious, connected, and compassionately engaged. I had to keep my heart in the game. That's bringing me to work. In 2024, I just keep reminding myself, you got this. And the answer to that is where my faith shows up is only always. How often is it going to work out? Only always. How often do I know exactly how things will work out? Never. But I know that I get to the end of wherever it is I'm going. So I'm just so grateful, for when I got into business back in the 80s, I thought my job was to mimic successful people. And so the most successful people didn't look like me. They were men. So I learned to be a woman and act like a man. And over the last 30, 40 years, if I'm going to mirror and not mimic people, I'm so grateful there's women in the room who have the same level of passion and purpose that I do when they show up to work. And that's what I've gotten in Women Up. So thank you. It's an honor. It's just an honor. Thanks.
Beautiful. Thank you, Kathy. So appreciate you and your words. Thank you very much. All right. Next up is Christine George. Christine has done so many different things inside the WomanUP community. She's been an attendee. She's been a sponsor. She's helped us with our visuals. She's taught on wisdom sessions. She's been a guest, been interviewed on the show. And I know that we're all waiting to hear what your advice and your lesson is.
So, my friend, I am not a crier, but it is right there. It's on the edge, on the edge. So, I just have to put some context around this. I met Debra, I think, a few years before WomanUP was created, and I'll never forget the feeling I had the first time I met her. It was at Inman, and she has this unbelievable ability to see right into your soul. And it's almost a little uncomfortable, right? If you're not ready for it. And from that point on, she had planted a seed in me. Then she introduced me to Sarah and Leslie and Melanie and the entire WomanUP team. And all of a sudden I realized, wow, she's part of something just significantly bigger, that's way bigger than me. And over the last 7 years, being part of the WomanUP community, seeing so many women on stage, and all the women on stage and all the women off stage, so many of the women that I've connected with, they have over that time weeded out all of the beliefs that were wrong that I had in myself. They've just weeded them out and then shown sunshine on the beliefs that I really should have. And in the last year and a half, it finally clicked, and it took 7 years. But I realized that my ideas have value and that I have what it takes and that I'm smart enough to be successful. And that was the point when Post and Beam Creative was born. And so to kind of piggyback off what Kathy just said, for the first time in my life, I see that you don't have to be a man to be a good leader. And so what WomanUP is doing is changing what it means to be not just a good leader, but I believe the leader of the future. And so I guess my advice would be surround yourself with people who see you, who believe in you, and who lift you up, and do the same for them. And my mom told me this when I was a kid, and I never really understood it until I was much older, which is always be true to yourself. And that means really getting quiet and listening to the voice inside that's really trying to tell you that you are worthy and that you are capable. So I'm super grateful. Thank you, Sarah, for going to Leslie and saying, WTF, we need to do something about this. And just for being a pioneer and helping us become so much better as women and as leaders.
Christine, I feel that energy. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And what you said about Debra is so 1000% true. All right. Up next, we have Connie Myers. Connie, welcome.
Well, first of all, I want to say I talked with Sarah way back when WomanUP was just a concept. And listening to everybody talk this morning, I've got tears in my eyes from what WomanUP has become. Sarah, Leslie, Debra, Melanie, Bernice, and everyone else has been involved. It truly has, it's changed my life. And my lesson for 2023, thank you, Debra Trapin. She came to me one day when I started my nonprofit, and I'm having all these fears and doubts and like, okay, am I really going to get people involved, and are they really going to buy into it? And she said, you have the worst case of imposter syndrome I've ever seen. And I said, but But it wasn't until I did a joint meeting of the people, and many of you are on my advisory board. Many of you, thank you. And on my board of directors. I had a joint meeting, and it was the first joint meeting we had, and I asked everybody, so why did you say yes? And as we went around the room and everybody's saying, well, how can we say no to you? And I literally got off the phone and I cried for a good 45 minutes. And it finally sunk into me what Debra Trapin had to say. And Christine, everything you said, ditto, ditto, ditto. My advice or my thoughts for 2024, I call them crystalline moments, moments of clarity. And we have them every single day, many times a day. Sometimes they're thoughts, sometimes they're events. And just know that if you are stepping into something and it doesn't feel right or things aren't looking right, stop and take a look at what you're feeling and everything inside of you, what it's telling you. And really, it's not a failure. It's just strictly a course correction. Make that correction, and there's always going to be a gift or an opportunity. So to all of you, I love you all, and I'm so glad that I agree. I'm glad, Sarah, that you went to Leslie and said, hey, we need to do something about this.
Love you, Connie.
So beautiful. Thank you, Connie. And I'm so glad that you asked others to speak life into you, because that's what I recall from that conversation, is that you were carrying your own opinion of yourself as pure truth. And once you allowed other people to be a mirror to you, it was life-changing. And there's nothing wrong or weak about that. It's so important. So I'm so grateful for your advice. Okay, Danny Vanderboe is up next, and we are actually going to switch it up a little bit because we've got so much great advice to hit today. We're going to give each one of the guests an opportunity to share either their lesson or their advice on camera today, and then all of the other advice and lessons will be inside the recap blog post. So don't worry, you're not going to miss anything. We just want you to see everyone's face and hear their wisdom out of their own mouth. So Danny, are you here? Are you here, Danny? Yay!
I
Hi.
am. Hey, how are you? Thank you guys so much for having me. WomanUP has been just an amazing thing for me personally, professionally, and the connections and just community that I built along the way through you guys has meant so much. So thank you for that. My lesson and my advice kind of roll together. The thing I learned is this year more than any other year is that when you're stuck, stressed, drained, or pressed, it's okay to take a step back, and rather than put pressure on yourself to find all the answers, to get it all done, to find your way through a problem, it's best to give yourself grace to step back, consult a friend, and even sleep on it for many, many days if necessary. It'll work out, probably because of your genius that just hasn't come to you yet. So take time, think on it, give yourself grace.
I love that. Thank you. Thank you, Danny. I want to call on Donnell, but I know she's lost her voice. So Donnell, are you able to unmute and share a quick lesson or advice?
My lesson for 2023 is make time for yourself. This year, I made time for exercising. I did 170 days straight before I broke it in December when I started not feeling well. But it brought me clarity, it brought me strength, and it got me through a lot of days. So just make sure that no matter what you're going through, that you make time for yourself. And exercising creates more energy, I found.
Amen to that, Donnell. That's so beautiful. I love it. Thank you so much. Irma Herrera, the woman who taught us all to ask how to pronounce someone else's name. Welcome. We're so glad that you decided to join us today. I'm so glad that you were in the country and available. Which do you want to share today on camera? Your lesson, your advice? What do you got for us?
My lesson. I saw this year the power of women's networks. I've seen it so many times, but it was just so present. Every opportunity I got to present my work, whether at a theater, a conference, on Zoom, was the result of women colleagues. And being part of women's circles outside of where I typically work, and one great example was being at WomanUP, has been so rewarding. So thank you all so much. I've connected with several of you on social media, and I love seeing what you do and the way you shine the light on each other. Thank you.
I love that, Irma. Thank you so much. It's the power of the sisterhood. We have up next Joanne Bazarian. Joanne, come share your lesson or advice with us.
Mine is also kind of the same. Thanks, Deborah. Basically, don't hide your light. Be bold, be confident, and be a beacon. And I think I learned that from all of you. When I start to feel that someone is I feel intimidated, I think, no, shine your light. You can do it. And I think because our industry is always changing, just be focused, shine your light. You all have rocked my world since 2019 when I first came to WomanUP, and you still do every single day and inspire me. So when I start to feel that I'm getting a little bit not confident, I just click on one of the podcasts from WomanUP, and I know that I'm going to be lifted up again by everybody. So thank you.
Beautiful.
That's so lovely. Thank you, Joanne. And thank you for being an incredible wave maker this year. It was fun to have you as part of the crew your first year round. Whoop, whoop.
Thanks.
All right, Kama Burton, another wave maker who's also been on the show, shared wisdom, all of those things. I think she's having a little trouble with her camera, but I said, hey, we still want to hear your wisdom. So Kama, what do you want to share? A lesson or some advice? What are you going to hit us with?
It's going to be advice, and thank you so much for allowing me to have this time. I heard someone say this. They said, if you're going to look in a rearview mirror, don't look at where you've been, but look at how far you've come. And that's one of the things I just want to leave with everyone for even this year and just going into 2024. Look at how far you've come. Look at the glass half full and not half empty. And know that there's greater ahead if you believe it, if you trust it, and know it in your heart. It may not feel right in the moment. It may not feel good, but just know this, you will get through. You will have the desires of your heart. And just again, look back at how far you've come. Thanks.
Beautiful, Kama. I love that. And it was great seeing you yesterday. I actually got to see your face. All right, next up is Lane Kostigian, and she's a proud sponsor through Rocket of WomanUP. So thank you for your sponsorship and your partnership, Lane.
Thanks, Sarah. One of my most profound learning lessons of this past year was delivered by our fierce lioness, Debra, at the Seabird in her session about let them. And whether it be how your partner is folding the towels or how somebody in your business is going about their business, there's so much peace and so much power in relinquishing the need to control things. And I think that's a great lesson to go into 2024 that, you know, it's been a wild, I'd say, the past 2 years, both in the real estate and mortgage market, right? We've all been like, whoa, that's come out of left field. How do I handle that? And that advice is really to just stay in your magic. You know what you're really good at and be really good at those things.
Oh, that's so beautiful. I'm so glad that Let Them is still floating around out there. I get lots of texts about that, and keep them coming. It makes my heart feel nice and warm and fuzzy, everyone. All right, next up we have Laura Monroe. Laura and I have been working on women's initiatives for many, many years together. She was actually in my very first Power Women group. That was like 9 of us back in, I don't know, 2010 maybe. So welcome. Are you going to share a lesson, some advice? What are you feeling?
I'll roll it all up into like one big lesson that I've learned. First of all, Debra, yes, the genesis of this community started with conversations that you and I had early, and it's amazing to see how it's grown and spread into this movement that I don't think anything will stop. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for leading the way with your instinct and getting so many amazing women to go on this journey, all of us together. So that's that. My lesson is, ladies, it is time to let go of the people and the things that are holding you back from health, happiness, and wellness. This year was the year that I said goodbye to relationships that were not serving me, and not in the sense that I was letting people go out of meanness or unkindness, but I let them go because I needed more energy to fulfill my own potential, my own internal wellness, and keep my compass and my own guidance system strong. So don't be afraid that as change comes, and we've talked a lot about change, that it's okay to lovingly have conversations with yourself and with others that just allow you to really raise your vibration. Keep focusing on the things that you can do to impact the people around you and keep your passions alive. And that's it. Like, you guys rock, and that's what we're gonna do. Raise the vibration.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Laura. All right, up next is NAR past president who famously coined Woman Up as going to church, Miss Leslie Ruda Smith. Please say you're still here. Oh, yay.
I'm still here. Thank you, Deborah, Sarah, Leslie, Bernice, Melanie, all of you for all that you have done to put what I think is something so important together. I remember my first Woman Up, and I can tell you, I've traveled a ton being NAR president last year and being on my leadership journey, but I don't remember everything because there is so much. But I've never, ever forgotten my first Woman Up and what it meant to me to be with women, supporting, encouraging, and empowering others, listening to stories when you think that you might have such a sad part of your life and realizing, wow, how did this person get through that? So I can honestly say that I have met some of the most amazing women in this group, everyone on this screen. And what I would say to all of you ladies is, number one, take care of yourself. Number two, let's keep empowering each other and lifting each other up. Having been the only president to have a majority female leadership team in a profession that is 2/3 female, it was wonderful to work with a majority female leadership team. But ladies, we've got to keep going, and there's more to do. So let's all band together and make 2024 the year of the women, because I know we can keep it up. And just a little side note for fun. So my former boss at my dad's company with the Real Living franchise was none other than Sherry Chris. I bet y'all didn't know that she used to be my boss. And then if there's any wish that I could have for 2024, I want hair like Debra. Thank you.
So do I, my friend. So do I.
Leslie.
Like
Thank
so
you, Leslie. Oh, I love you.
All right, next up is Luisa Cepeda. And yesterday I called her by her old name. So I just wanted to say, I got it right today, Luisa.
It's quite all right. It is who we are. It is quite all right. And thank you for being there on our special day yesterday. I was installed as the 2024 president of Women's Council Realtors Foothills West Network. And I had some of the lovely ladies on here. Kama was there, and Sarah was our special guest, and it was a full circle moment because after being so long in real estate for 20 years, I never thought to actually go back and do a leadership journey like the one that I've been able to be a part of, starting with Women Up and leading to what is going to be our next chapter at Foothills West in 2024. And I've been really, really loving everything that has come about because of Woman Up and your vision, Debra, Sarah, Leslie. It's been unbelievable. I just want to share this quick quote with you. The more you help people find their light, the brighter you both will shine. And that is, thank you for allowing me to share.
Louisa,
Love you
it was
all
really
so much.
beautiful. It was beautiful to see your energy and be the light, shine the light was really a wonderful theme for your event and for your year. So congratulations to you and thank you for being here today. Miss Pam Blair, we'd love to hear your lesson or advice.
Thank you. Thank you so much for, oh my God, everything. I feel so emotional today. And so just in a big hug with all of you here. So I'll share my 2023 lesson, and that was trust. Just, I feel like every single day I was asked to question what I was doing and what I was believing and to trust deeper. And I was invited to step deeper into my own vulnerability in order to experience my own power. And it was very humbling. And yeah, and so that's what I would encourage all of us to do in 2024, to step into, a brand new chapter through deeper vulnerability. And it's been transformational, to say the least.
I love that. I love that. I love your hat, Pam.
Thank you.
Super sweet. I love that. Parisha Kinsey, you are up next. Are you still here, Parisha? I think I see
Yes,
you.
of course I am.
Woo, look at you, lady in red. All right, what do you have for
Yes.
us? Lesson, advice?
I'm going to go with my 2023 lesson. I actually had a very rough year. I'm not going to say it. I lost my mom and my mentor within 2 months of each other. So 2023 has been a very rough year. But I would say what I learned from that is to be more intentional with my time, with my relationships, with my health. And that has been the biggest thing for me, more than anything else, being intentional. And then I also want to say, I appreciate this community. This is the first time I've actually had a chance to be a wave maker. And I want to thank Claudia Diaz for pushing me to make this happen. Thank you.
Oh, Parisha, thank you so much for being a wave maker and for sharing. And we're so sorry for your loss. That is tough, very tough. So thank you for being here today. All right, Miss Renee Roque.
Thank you, Miss Sarah. Everyone has said my advice already. So I must say that taking care of yourself, Danelle, absolutely so many things that I can resonate with. I would say in 2020, people thought that was a time when you slowed down. I can say this was the year where I really slowed down, got introspective, probably because we had time. And I would say just slow down, take it easy. We're learning the lessons right now. And don't forget the lessons that we're learning in this period for 2024. So be true to yourself, slow down, listen, take care of yourself. Those are my lessons. And I was on NAR earlier, and Ignite Others is our new theme for NAR for this year. So Tracy Casper has encouraged us to do that. So I would say, yes, ignite others, but don't forget yourself in the process. Thank you.
Oh, that's so good. I love the necklace. That's fun. Ignite others. All right, next up we have Sabrina Brown. Sabrina is an original wave maker as well, and she's worn many hats around the community, just like Renee has. And so what are you going to share? Oh, of course you have pink on, hot pink. What do you have to share with us today, Sabrina?
What I want to share today is one, thank you, Debra, because when we first met at that Women's Council, right before I was getting ready to campaign for treasurer, you helped bring me out of that shell and said, just be yourself and don't worry about other people. And that really resonated with me. And I've just been holding true to that, and it has made a huge difference. But what I learned this year is not to be afraid to ask the hard questions and to really take a deep look at, where I was, and where I was in my business and my personal life, and then figure out I needed to ask for help, and not being afraid to ask for help, not being afraid to be vulnerable. And knowing that, and a huge part of that came from this community, because a lot of the women that I reached out to came from this community, and each and every one of them took my phone call, listened to me, gave me great advice, and, you know, pushed me forward. So what I would say is, don't be afraid to ask the hard questions, and don't be afraid to ask for help, and be vulnerable. And we're all stronger and better together. So thank you, Woman Up. Thank you, Sarah, Leslie.
Okay. I'll be your Sari,
Melanie,
Sabrina.
It's like Bennifer.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for this community.
Thank you, Sabrina. It's been a joy to watch you soar to new heights. And I don't know if anyone else has seen it, but your new visuals are fire. Your social media is fire. I love it. So
Well,
good.
I got to share where I got it from, because I'm going to give credit where credit's due. I am stalking someone. I am watching their social media, and that is Tiffany Curry. And I said, I need to step up my game. So thank you, Tiffany.
Well, that's awesome, because she's up in a couple voices here. But before we get to Tiffany, I think I might this one might make me cry a little. I have introduced this woman many times in the WomanUP community. She's a mentor to me and a friend, and she always pulls us in close when she speaks. Her energy and her presence are well known. So Sherry, will you please come on up and share your lesson? Ms. Sherry Chris, welcome.
Oh, thank you. I think I'm unmuted. You're making me cry now, Deborah. So this is, I'm kind of speechless in a way as I'm listening to absolutely everyone with their wonderful advice. And, you know, the thing that I will say is that in over 40 years, I've seen everything. I can't even talk. You're all wonderful people, and thank you for everything that you've done for me. So if you just give me a second, what I want to share is that I retired, but I didn't really retire. As many of you know, I retired 6 months ago, and I'm still very active in on many fronts, which I love. But here's my takeaway that I want to give all of you is that you have to look after your health. And, you know, there are many ways to look after yourself, but I have started, and some of you know this, on a health journey. And I can't tell you what a difference it has made in my life. And so that is my one piece of advice. As soon as you get off this call, sit down and create a healthy pathway for yourself moving forward, because we all have to be in this for a long, long time. And Sarah, Debra, Leslie, everyone, thank you for everything that you've done for me.
Sherry, you are so loved. There's so much love for you in the chat. You have been an inspiration to so many of us, and you've helped us gather from day one. You've brought your communities in with ours, and we're so grateful. And I know this is not goodbye forever. It's just simply for my final introduction of the Queen on WomanUP. So I look forward to all sorts of future partnerships, and I know that your involvement with WomanUP is going to be amazing in the future. Thank you for the reminder for health. I'm going to go take a walk after this. And maybe go hug a tree or two, ground myself. All right. So before we get to Sarah and Leslie, I am super excited to bring Tiffany Curry to the WomanUP virtual stage. Yay.
Well, hi. Well, I am super excited. Thank you guys, well, you ladies, so much for having me. I am truly full just by what's transpired in the last hour. I'm so motivated and I'm so thankful. And Sabrina, thank you so much for sharing. Love what you're doing. And Sherry, Chris, thank you for everything that you have been for women in this industry. I have watched you for many years and seen when you have been the only one in the room, and you represent us well. And I want to say thank you so much for a career well lived. I'll say that. So today I'm going to give us a tip for 2024, and that is to think big. As women, we often reduce ourselves for the rooms that we're in. That has to stop. I think we are in a space of climate and change where we are moving forward, whether we want to or not. Don't be afraid. It's time for us to go ahead and take the bull by the horns and rise to new heights. This is a new season that we are in. We need to be more transparent. We need to be more vocal, and we need to be more seen. Our communities need us. Our communities love us. And when I say community, I'm talking about all the people around us, not just in real estate, but the people at home, our family, our friends. We love hard. We deserve to be loved hard back in return. So I do want to leave us with the idea and the notion and in terms of evolution, that's the word that I like to leave us with. The climate around us is changing. It's time that we evolve. There are so many amazing women's groups. This is being one of the most amazing, and there are so many other amazing women's groups that are coming about. Ladies, that means it's time for us to elevate. It means it's our time, not necessarily just to shine, but that's our time to take our rightful place in boardrooms, in society, and leadership. You know, this is our time. And so I want to give you that, and I want to leave you with that because I think it's so critical. And one of my second favorite singer of all time is Celine Dion, and one of the reasons is because of the words, the lyrics of her songs, and the way she makes you feel. One of the songs she has is called it's like "Let Beauty Rise from the Ashes." We have so many things going on. There is a reason for every season. The things that are happening, the setbacks are supposed to happen. Let beauty rise from those ashes. Take your battle, take your scars, rise forward, press forward, and remember there are people watching you. And even though you're falling fall forward. Don't give up. Keep going.
Tiffany, that is so beautiful. And it segues into the next person who I would love to introduce right now, who is my mentor, my friend, my former boss. And when she retired, I had big shoes to fill. But one of the pieces of advice or just comments she made to me, and she just let me rise from the ashes, and she created a space for that. So Leslie, come on up here, my dear friend.
Oh my goodness, thank you. Hi, everyone. You know, I'm so full of things I want to say, and I've got like one hot second here. I just want to say that and this is kind of playing off what Laura said, you know, if you are in a toxic relationship at home, at work, in your friend group, with your kids, things may need to be renegotiated, or you may need to make a really tough decision. And I just want to say, you need to make it. I feel like everything else is not icing on the cake, but it needs to come on a foundation of you being you and you being a happy person that doesn't walk on eggshells, you know, that isn't afraid, that is loved for the beauty and imperfections that you bring to the world. And if that's not the environment that you're living in most of the time, you need to change it because no one's going to change it for you. And WomanUP gave me a tremendous amount of support to make some, you know, to really continue with some big changes I made in my life. And it really made all the difference. So you know, the most important career decision you make is who your partners are, right? At home or at work. And as Sherry taught us in the wonderful conversation we had a few weeks ago, you know, she talked about friendship is work. You know, it's work to be honest with people. It's work to stay in touch with people that you're not working on a day-to-day basis, but it's so worth it. You have to invest, and the rewards are absolutely incredible. So thank you for letting me be Leslie Appleton Young all these years and just finally feeling like I'm okay. So just thank you all. Love you.
Leslie, you are Leslie Appleton Young. You are the
Amen.
inspiration. Before we close, please don't leave anybody. I have to say a little something, and we need to honor somebody who is consistently and always, always honoring others, and that is Debra. And Debra, we've said it before. WomanUP wouldn't be WomanUP without you. And you have just created the magical ingredient that makes WomanUP what it is. And so we want to honor your contributions. And I believe there's something at your door.
I hear him creeping outside. Hi, baby.
He's bringing in a little
Oh my
champagne.
goodness. Look at this. Oh, yes. Yes, absolutely.
And Drew is Deborah's husband and our Santa's helper today. And we all want to just take a moment to honor you, Debra. Please lift up a glass, ladies. I have my WomanUP tea. We started with a whiteboard and a dream. She's got flowers, she's got bubbles, the two favorite things. And like I said, it's because you have always put us first, and you've poured your heart and soul into this movement and into these women and into this community. And we are forever, forever changed and grateful. And we're so excited for your contributions, for what you're doing next. So please, let's raise a glass to our Debra, our lioness, our amazing, amazing co-founder. And we all have a little note in addition to the thing. We love you, Debra. I don't know if you can see it.
I can see them. They're so beautiful. I love you all. Okay. So I told Sarah, like, I do want to get us wrapped up in the next 7 minutes, but I do have some things that I want to say to all of you. And for those of you who are wondering, like, what's up with all the talking about Debra that weren't here at the beginning, this is my last official act as a leader at WomanUP. I am doing something new next year, and change is hard, and yet change is beautiful. And so when I started writing out my lesson for 2023, it kind of started to turn into a poem, not a rhyming poem. So you're not going to hear anything like that. But I wrote it out so that I could actually get through it. So here we go. In moments when life closes a door, my dear, trust that it's guiding you toward new beginnings. Embrace the beauty of uncertainty and trust the process, for it holds the promise of growth. Embrace, embrace, embrace. Feel the weight of sadness and disappointment, and allow it to transform into the strength that propels you forward. Like a garden tended with patience, your journey unfolds with purpose and reveals paths you might not have imagined. Embrace the closed door as a chance for renewal, and trust that the universe is already crafting a more beautiful entrance for you. So that is my lesson. My lesson is that when one door closes, another opens. And I look forward to sharing more with all of you about what's happening next. But I'm not going to do a bunch of that today. I'll drop a link in for you to kind of connect with me and figure out what's happening on my next adventure, for sure. But I also wanted to give you some words of advice for next year. And I want you to start thinking about what you want more of. I want you to start investing time to unleash that guiding word, you know me, and the finding your one word. So there is a new version or an updated version of the guiding word document So please take some time over the next week before you get ready to go to all of your parties and adventures, and take some time to figure out what you want more of, because this is the time of year when you're with people who love you and honor you and ask you, how can I help you next year? And so you never know how the seeds you plant now will turn into flourishing visions next year. So please take some time to do that. And then if you'll just give me another few moments, I wrote a little love note to all of you.
Remembering to do it. Yes.
Ooh.
Sleeping in the middle of the night, wake up the way.
Except. Did I mute myself? I muted myself. My heart is filled with gratitude and bittersweet emotion. Over the past 7 years, I've been privileged to lead and serve alongside a remarkable group of individuals. It's been an honor to build, serve, and grow alongside each of you, witnessing the unshakable spirit that defines our community. Together, we've laughed, we've learned, and faced challenges head on. The strength and resilience I've witnessed in each of you has inspired me more than words can ever express. The collective brilliance and strength have been the driving force behind our shared successes, and I'm confident that the legacy of our collective achievements will endure. Our journey has been a divine tapestry of shared moments and shared growth. As I bid farewell to this dynamic community, please know that you will always hold a special place in my heart. The red thread connections we've formed are timeless, and the memories we've created will forever be cherished. Sarah, Leslie, thank you for allowing me to be part of this incredible community. Melanie, thank you for keeping me sane. As I step into a new chapter, I carry with me the lessons learned and the bonds forged, and the unwavering belief in the incredible potential that resides within each of you. Keep soaring to new heights, knowing that the impact of our time together will continue to resonate in the world of business and beyond. I leave with a heart full of appreciation, knowing that the bonds we've built will forever be with each of us. Until we meet again, know that you are forever in my thoughts. I'll be wrapping you in love and light always. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Debra. We love you.
I love all of
so
you
much.
so much. I love you.
I guess you can't see it with the blur, but we love you. Thank you all for being here and for sharing your wisdom, and we will see you back in 2024. Until then, happy holidays and be safe.
Yes, happy holidays, everyone. I love you all.
Thank
Thank you so much. Thank you for being here.
Love you, everyone.
Bye.